I have to set a disclaimer for this episode. When I recorded it, I was on video, but I didn't realize that it was not capturing the video. So I'm going to let you know that I'm going to insert the reel where I showed the sweater that I talk about in this episode. And then when that part comes on, it'll make all sense. Anyways, thanks for listening. I will do better with the technology the next time. And I hope you enjoyed the episode.
Chiefs. I don't think we have many Grinches out here. I think most of us are kind of in the spirit and the mood of the holidays. But I'm hoping that our heart may grow just a half a size, a little bit more, or a third of a size. Are you wearing a Grinch shirt? Yes. Okay, we have a Grinch here this morning.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Welcome back to Soul Purpose with Shamama. This is our last time together before 2026. I'm filled with gratitude this past week, and I know that last week's episode was kind of raw. Just putting that out there, and part of me says, "Oh, a lot of people won't listen to it," and I honestly did not look at the numbers, but there were a few people who reached out that just say, you know what, this is hard, but I support you. And so I just want to say thank you for sharing this space with me and also giving me the room to be myself on this platform. I still have my background as Punta Cana, and I am proudly wearing my Grinchy sweater today. It's so funny because in service, my pastor says, I don't think we have any Grinches in here. And I'll go, yes, we do. It was like the perfect day to wear the shirt. And I'm not a Grinch in the sense that I don't like the joy that Christmas can bring. I just don't like the commercialism, the surface level gifting and things like that, or feeling of obligation. I don't like that portion. I like genuine connection and authenticity and people really experiencing like present day miracles. And so I want to share with you number one that was, I feel like, a miracle for me. And it's the miracle of healing. I have been in this healed space where I can be myself, and love to me means that people allow me to be myself and there's no consequence for that. And what I mean by that is I wasn't really feeling that great this past week. I don't know why. It could have been stress induced, but I had some gatherings to be at. And so I was trying to put on my face, and be present. And in the spaces where people didn't really know me that well, they couldn't tell. I was able to mask up. I was able to get through it and go about my way. Well, there was one event that I went to where people do know us intimately. And I didn't share like what was wrong, but there was one person who kept saying, "Are you sure you're okay? Are you sure you're okay?" And I wasn't annoyed by it. I just didn't want to bring the happiness down with what I was going through, which was just physical pain. And so I was just said, I'm okay. But then I got overwhelmed with emotion because I realized that I was in a space where I probably could have said, I'm not okay, and it would have been just fine. That's not something that I've experienced on a regular day basis in the past. I'm usually the strong one. I do cry, but I still have this like reputation of being the strong one when things are, not necessarily perfect or things are going wrong. And there's only certain people, in certain spaces that know oh, something's off. And I'm going to be honest with you. Those people who know that are usually long distance. So to have those type of people with that are in my circle of influence, like my physical circle of influence, that is very, very rare. So I am grateful for that. I am glad that I'm in a space where I can be, naked, emotionally or whatever, and it's absolutely okay. I don't have to be the strong Black woman. I don't have to be anything. I can just be me. And for me, that is a miracle, especially as a Black woman who was raised in Detroit. Okay. I come from a strong line of women. Strength is their superpower. And so it's an adjustment to get used to that. Another miracle that I was able to participate in as well as experience, and I'm going to try to keep it together. I have an eye for seeing people who are in need, and oftentimes, because people don't understand, they get overlooked. You guys know that I have a heart for those who are unhoused, and my husband actually met this woman a couple of months ago. And I had never met her or seen her face to face. And when I was going through the whole car ordeal, and I think we may have talked about this, um, all that, divine delay led us to going to Small Mart and filling up our water bottles together versus him just getting the bottles and taking them to work and then filling them up and coming home and me not being part of the process because that's our norm. On this particular night, I went with him and I was supposed to shop um, while he was filling up the bottles, but I just felt like we needed to stay together. And there was a reason for that because when we finally did go shopping, this woman recognized my husband and I had been almost brought to tears again because I knew that he and his mentorship program that he and my son are a part of, um, they had, done some amazing things for her a couple months ago. And so I just asked what her present needs were and, just committed to prayer, first of all. But then there was an opportunity for me to raise some money for her hotel stay. And she experienced a significant loss in the past 2 weeks. And that just like set her back even more. While I was trying to raise more money for her and just try to figure out like what is going to be some solutions that are longer term. There was a silent partner. I'll just call them a silent partner because um, I cannot disclose who they are. They asked a lot of questions, and the major thing that has happened is that this woman will be housed for the holiday, her and her son, and they will not have to be in a hotel. They will not be in a shelter. As a matter of fact, they can't go to a shelter because he is above the age limit that they would allow. So she's had to be in hotels because she doesn't really know a lot of people here. She just got here, and I just felt this draw to her. Like, I knew that I wanted to help her in whatever way that I could, but I knew that I did not have the resources or the power to do it. And so one thing about me is that even if I'm not a voice for myself all the time, I love to be a voice for those who are most vulnerable. And I am so grateful that people know that when they donate and I say, hey, this is who it's going to, they know that I'm going to give it to them. God has given me that trust. And I know that because I'm stewarding this well, maybe he'll trust me with more one day, but this is just one step, one miracle at a time. And so just in the past 72 hours, um, we have confirmed that she will have shelter for at least the next month and a half, and she can save up and get on her feet. And That to me is the best Christmas gift. Um, it is the best Christmas gift because there are people out here who are really trying and they just need that extra push, the extra source of encouragement. And so while I may not be able to raise at this point in time hundreds of thousands of dollars, I don't know that many wealthy people, at least I don't think I do. I love that this is the beginning, of what can be an amazing testimony in the future because I know that she is going to steward this season well. And I thank God that He has given me that type of heart and eyes for people um, that the world may otherwise just consider another number or just another statistic. So, my charge to you this holiday season is number one, you know, look around, look at your surroundings and see, if there's some place where you can be of help, you can be of assistance. Maybe there's someone who typically gets overlooked. It may not be unhoused. Maybe they're the strong one in the family. Can you ask them how they're doing and really mean it? Ask a couple of times. Just maybe it'll change how they open up or how they feel about themselves. Maybe they'll feel seen and valued. Can you look and see if there's someone that is in need? And maybe you don't have money, but maybe you have resource to a food pantry or resources to shelter. Just look around because there are so many people who need hope right now. And maybe you're one of those people. Maybe you feel like everything is hopeless and you don't trust anybody and is you for real the Grinch because you've just been hurt so many times before. And I think my advice to you would be give it another chance. I did. There are some things that have happened to me in my life that I feel warranted for me to be bitter, never trust again, never open up again. Some things that have happened to my family that honestly, the only answer, the only resolution is that it's just God's grace and mercy that has kept us, that has allowed us to be soft still, because we're soft. Um, we're a strong family, but we have very soft hearts. And I'm grateful for that the Lord allowed us to go through what we went through so that we can remain compassionate concerning others. If you are struggling because of grief, oh, I know how that is. We've actually had some loss in my family this past week, and there's you know, this understanding that the generations are leaving and we're next in line. There's this responsibility that is just comes with the familiar territory. I hope that you allow yourself to acknowledge those grieving feelings and work through them and process through them. It will not overtake you. If you're alone because it's just a little bit too risky to be around people because of your immune system, I pray that you will have peace, that in some way you will feel seen, that you will know that you are loved and not forgotten about. And I just pray that you will have the peace that surpasses all understanding. This is for everyone. Because God knows the peace that I have access to, it doesn't make any sense sometimes. I don't know what the future holds, but I do know who holds the future. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I love you, and I mean it.